Welcome, it's King Lizzard on PlayStation 4 for a change, and this is Streetfighter 5. So I'm playing the survival mode again. This is my second video of survival mode. However, this time I've upped the ante. I've gone into hard mode, so I'm hoping that's going to give me a bit more of a challenge. And my character of choice is Ken. Obviously he's very similar to Ryu, slightly different moves but the same move set as such. There's another character I get on with pretty well because of that, kind of 6 to 9 o'clock, 6 to 3 o'clock movement and stuff on a lot of the generic moves. So far so good. The computer's definitely proven to be a lot more of a challenge than it was in that first round I had. Still a bit easy at the moment, but then it's the first round, so generally it will be. Now obviously, if you haven't seen my other video, Streetfighter 5 is a 16 character release. So you've got 16 fighters to play with, quite a few new fighters, and not so many of the old fighters. Now obviously long term there's going to be a lot of DLC for this, which apparently you're going to be able to buy with in-game money. Now whether that is going to be something that's feasible or not, or easily achieved, is another thing, and that's one of the things that's worrying me more than anything. I do like the odd bout online, but I do prefer just to play these games by myself and beat the computer and stuff. That's generally what I like to do, is beat the harder modes and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the rewards for those people that choose single player. The one thing that does concern me is the growing trend of late on these next generation consoles forcing pretty much everyone to play online if they want to get rewards or move ahead in the game. And I think that is a crying shame that we as gamers are being forced into online communities, regardless of whether that's our preference or not. At the end of the day, the game is developed, we pay the same money as everyone else, so why can't we get the experience we want out of it? As gamers, we should have a choice as to whether we wish to progress through the game in single player or multiplayer without penalties. So I'm playing this on Saturday, February the 13th. Obviously the game isn't officially released until February the 16th on Tuesday, so maybe me not getting any kind of money during the course of this survival mode is something to do with the fact the servers aren't officially online yet. I hope so, but I'll be back with a better report on that once I put the game on live on Tuesday to see whether or not that makes a difference. I really do hope they haven't restricted earning points and stuff to multiplayer only. That is going to get quite frustrating. I do like to dabble in multiplayer, as I said, but I do prefer just to challenge myself against a harder AI in the game. That's generally how I will learn a game and better myself and stuff. So to install this on your PlayStation 4, you're gonna need well over 40 gig, and to my surprise I found out that my PS4 is actually now full, so I had to remove a whole bunch of content to install Streetfighter 5, which was a bit of a nightmare for me. But I still don't get why Xbox One and PlayStation 4 even released 500 gig consoles. Absolutely ridiculous in this day and age. They should have been 2 terabytes off the bat, even if it cost us a bit more money. Anyway, off of that side note, so in terms of the game content, what you get out of the box is obviously the survival mode, which is fantastic for that, and you get story mode, you also get multiplayer mode and a training mode. And I'm hoping, I haven't looked at training mode yet, but I will have a dabble with that and give you some feedback on that in my next video. But the training mode was something that Street Fighter kind of owned way back in the days of PlayStation 1. Capcom released Street Fighter EX Alpha, and in EX Alpha you had this massive chart of all the characters' basic moves, plus combos, 10-string combos that you could pull off, and the game actually told you what to do while you were playing. I mean, I'm not saying it voiced it to you, but you saw the movesets that were required in order to be able to pull off these combos and stuff. And it was a fantastic way to get into the world of Street Fighter and learn all the moves. Now I'm hoping that this new training mode has done something like that. We'll see, obviously, once I take a look at it, or once you take a look at it yourself. Fingers crossed. But Street Fighter for me was the king of introducing training modes into beat 'em ups, and there are more beat 'em ups out there that need to do it as well as Street Fighter EX did. And the reason for that is, you know, a lot of people just can't remember the moves, or can't be bothered to remember the moves in fighters, and as a result, a lot of people will buy a beat 'em up and generally play it 2 or 3 times and put it on the shelf and not touch it again because they don't feel they're any good at it. But the reality is they just don't know what they're doing. These games are so complex, there's so many move sets. You know, you have to take into account so many different considerations to be able to play the game efficiently, especially at the higher levels. You know, people just don't have the time these days to invest in that, so the games need to encourage people to learn the beat 'em up as well. That way we'll all get a much wider range of audience to fight against in these community chat rooms, rather than always coming up with a guy that only owns a copy of Street Fighter 5 and beats the crap out of you every time you meet him. But you know, so you do need 40 odd gig, as I said, to install this. It's, you know, pretty big title, even though, like I said, on the disc there doesn't seem to be a whole lot in the way of content on there other than these 16 characters and the 4 options I mentioned. So crack on the fight. This is the new character Nash. I don't know a whole lot about this guy yet, so I need to brush up on my Street Fighter 5 lore, I guess. So anyway, into this fight with Nash, and he's definitely proven to be quite a, you know, trickier character. He's done a lot of aerial based moves, making it hard for me to connect and stuff, and he is returning some of the barrages that I'm throwing at him there, so he did take a little bit, like not massive amounts, definitely getting a little bit trickier at this point. Be interesting to see when it switches up the hardness, so to speak. Still definitely playable, as I said, not comparable to Killer Instinct's veteran mode. Probably more comparable to Dead or Alive 5 The Last Round's hard mode, I would say, which is, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's achievable by most kind of veteran fighters, if you like. You'll be able to get in here and do some damage and get through a few characters. So I found in the past that kind of the switch up between, you know, normal and hard is, you know, a very steep climb normally. So in this case it's definitely a little tougher, but it's not massively tougher. So, you know, if you practice enough in normal, you're new to the game, you'll probably be able to get into hard mode and start doing some damage in there too, with a bit more practice and a bit more speed, which I think is a good thing. I think it opens up beat 'em ups for other people, and I think that's the problem with, unfortunately, games like Killer Instinct that kind of started out being quite friendly towards new users, and then with updates got very difficult, even for a veteran like me now. I had to back off and start playing beginner mode, which is one of the reasons why I haven't done as many survival Saturdays since those changes where, you know, veteran mode just got brutal. I don't think I got crap overnight, that's for sure. It just got ridiculously hard, and I found it hard to get through more than kind of 7 or 8 fighters without getting massacred time and time again. So I kind of got a bit fed up with trying with Killer Instinct. I do like it, I just find that, you know, unfortunately they've messed around with the hardnesses too much on that game. I haven't been back to it for a while, so I'll have to check it out again at some point. I do like the game, don't get me wrong. I just, you know, hate it when games are way too hard or ridiculously hard that there's no way you'll ever beat them without a stick. I'm using standard controller, as I said in my last video. Obviously, if you didn't watch that, you would know, hence why I'm mentioning it. So with a standard stick, it is, you know, it's a bit of a challenge, these beat 'em ups. Do avoid the analog stick when you're doing, you know, these fighting games. Another new character here in Nikali. Quite an interesting looking character, this one. Beautiful special pulled off there. Excellent stuff. Took out a big chunk of his life. My life's not quite down to half here, so this guy he's blocking some stuff, so he's not exactly making it easy for me, but he's not exactly difficult either. Obviously, like I said earlier, I am in hard mode purely because I found normal way too easy. He's kind of doing some defensive stuff, trying to jump out the way of stuff. Not too much of a challenge there though, not for the later game anyway, so I was hoping that might be a little bit tougher at that stage. So now into stage 11. I mean, this experience has definitely been tougher than that 26 stage event that I did on Saturday and that I released onto the channel first with Ryu. But Ryu is a character I generally get on better with anyway, so I'm a little bit more fluent with Ryu than I am with Ken. Cammy really going to town on me there to start with. Looking awesome there, as usual. Really like this London level, it's pretty cool. All these bands and stuff playing in the background. Yeah, this AI is definitely taking it to me. It's blocking a lot of stuff, putting a lot of attacks in, it's very offensive. So things have definitely switched up here at level 11, stage 11. Hardness is like a whole different world here from the other 10 fights I've had. And it's looking pretty dangerous for me at this point. My life is next to nothing there. I'm a little bit kind of chicken to jump in there and finish her off, which I managed to do. Let's see how much that supplement gives me, as to whether I'm going to get much of a health boost here by using my gamer score. Medium, it's only going to bring me up to half health for round 12 when I'm up against Fang, or F-A-N-G, whatever that stands for. It's quite a different looking character, this chap. I've not actually seen him pull anything off as yet. Managed to get that special off on him. Excellent stuff. Takes him down to almost half health. It's important for me to get ahead of this one, otherwise I'm going to be in big trouble into the next round. But the hardness is, like I said, definitely picked up. And I don't know if that purple stuff makes it easier for him to harm me, or makes me slower or something. I'm not sure what that does as yet. Definitely impairs me somehow. I just got away with that one again. Nice dragon uppercut to finish Fang off. So we're into stage 13. And that supplement giving me a high upgrade. Excellent. So I got full life almost into stage 13. Might secure me a bit more of a chance. I'm up against Ryu.
This is the path.
This could be interesting.
Ready. Fight.
So I'm going to try the usual kick combo. He did block some of that. So he's definitely, yep, he's got a lot more offensive on me as well. Managed to get that hurricane kick in. Managed to block the first fireball, caught the second one. Yeah, he's bringing it to me in this level. Look at that blocking and stuff. So the hardness level seems to jump up on hard around level 10. It gets more difficult and characters actually get a lot more block orientated and kind of predict what you're going to do. So it's definitely a lot tougher at this point. Getting past this point is looking like it's going to be a bit tough for me. I managed to pull that special, he blocked it. Oh, not good. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you guys and gals for watching. I will be back with plenty more Street Fighter 5 action in the not too distant future, plus other great games on King Lizzard's Game Lounge. Please be kind enough to rate the video if you're not a subscriber. I thought that was coming. Feel free to click the sub button, and I hope you come back soon.
Over. Difficult fight.